Welcome. We are live. For you guys who are first time listeners or watchers, they call me Carcino. This is the Carcino for Life channel, and we are here to discuss the LeBron James School. Hopefully, you guys get the notification. More than likely, you will not. Now, all of this talk today, all of this talk today about LeBron James School. I've had a very busy week, well, weekend, to say the least. I've driven back and forth, hours and hours on the road. I almost fell asleep on the road yesterday. That's how tired I was. I had to pull in and sleep for 15 minutes at a gas station. That's how rough it was for me yesterday. Now, LeBron James has opened up a school in his hometown of Akron for kids and gave for inner city kids who needed an opportunity. And the school only house like 240 right now, but it's a start. And the plan is to work with third and fourth graders and get them into the school and the program and education. And it's not a chartered school. It's free education for these troubled kids or kids that need this education right away. And it's targeted for people in his community, which is a great program. It's a great thing. Never had a problem with the way LeBron James has handled himself as far as giving back to his community. We never had a problem with that whatsoever. Now, it needs to be monitored because it's still ran by the state of Ohio. Still under government rule, but at least there is a platform for it and it's being promoted the right way, meaning that it has the right. I don't know why he's dressed like Malcolm X up in the school and why his pictures are all over every wall in the school. But the I Promise School is a good look for LeBron James, as far as what he wants with his legacy, his ego, and everything. But at least he gives back to the community. Now, some people say, well, it's a tax write off to him. Does LeBron James need this tax write off? No, he didn't have to do this. He want to do it. One is part of the ego of LeBron James. He likes to have that ego fit. That's why his pictures is all over the wall. Instead of other pictures of great African Americans or great people from Ohio, great people that come from where they come from. It's all about him. So, hey, it's his school. Yes, you can leave a super chat donation at any time, and then I can indirectly address you. Now, here's something else. In 2011, Jalen Rose had the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy and still going in Detroit, where he's from. 2011 is when it was founded, and that is an open enrollment charter high school. in the Northern District of Detroit, Michigan, which was co-founded by Jalen, and it's partnered with the University of Detroit Mercy. And that chartered school had its first graduates in 2015. Why? What was the rollout? Highly educated, 4.0 grade point average, all these intelligent black students and black graduates saved lives. Where was ESPN? Where was all this coverage? Where was any of it? I mean, LeBron basically took a shot at Jalen Rose School by saying his school, well, we not a chartered school, and it's a public school. I'm like, okay, now you dumping on a chartered school. Nobody and everybody been like, yeah, you ain't talking about LeBron opening up a school. Why you ain't talking about LeBron opening up a school? I'm like, since when did you ever care about LeBron James opening up a school? Until now. We critique LeBron James, how he moves as a basketball player. We have always stated we love what he does outside of basketball as far as it comes to giving back to his community. Some people do it because it's part of the ego. And LeBron, he's doing the right things, but it also his reward is it feeds his ego. He's gonna let you know he did it. That's the part of the LeBron reward he gets out of it. It's not a private school, it's a public school. But they're starting out with third and fourth graders. So it's only 240 kids in the school. And they're only doing third and fourth grade. But it's a start. Still being ran by the state of Ohio. So what they're being taught, the education, as far as what they're being told they can teach in the classroom, the the state, the government, they're still in charge of what's happening out there. Well, I think the chartered route would be the best way to go. I thought, but he wants to do something in his community to help those kids, and there's nothing wrong with that. Floyd Mayweather and Jay Prince came here. I didn't see ESPN go there. Floyd is number one on the Forbes list. He's made more money than LeBron James. Yet and still, I don't see anyone. You hear me? Anyone come to his defense, come to his aid, anything. He just put together a program and linked up with a lot of different people that matter to try to improve situations. Chicago gun violence, all of it. Where was ESPN? Where was ABC? Where was any of these people? He just linked up with another most powerful man in this whole thing, Jay Prince. Hmm? No, people not sleep on me. They're trying to put people to sleep on me. Yes, what they discussed was private, and what they did on stage, they did on stage. I'm saying after that. So you gotta listen, man. I don't know why y'all have a hard time listening. Some people read the title and never see the video, never the answers right there, and they asking questions. I'll be like, did you listen to the video? Floyd wasn't searching for press at all. He came out to the event and they sat down to come up with a way to get this done. So without being featured on ESPN, without being a feature in any of these networks at all, Floyd Mayweather has earned more money than all of these guys combined, who has all this ESPN coverage, who have all this sports, Fox, reality shows. And yet he got together with people from the city of Chicago talking about gun violence, and he's not from Chicago. Well, she was hired to do the moderation. That was that was the extent of Karen Civil's participation. For the show you saw on that platform, she was just the moderator. So she was hired to come in and moderate everything. He was just the largest figure to come to the table. There's other people involved that they don't even want their name attached to the actual program that's going on. But like Jay Prince and Floyd is saying, more opportunities equal less people out there with guns. Chain all the doors. Hey, thanks, Darius. I appreciate it, man. I really do. They've been doing a lot of dirty stuff, man. I mean, for real, there's been emails flying back and forth. People talking about Mike getting lawyers involved. It's been crazy over here for the past 7, 8 hours. We got a Leora Cohen problem. Now, well, yeah, Floyd is going to open up, like I told you, he's going to open up some gyms. He's going to donate a check. He's putting the money where the mouth is to the city. So the government's not going to do it. So he's like, look, let's put up the money and get this thing going. But putting up the money is not the problem. If you don't have the support of the city and have everybody in line with the city, you're going to continuously have these problems. So if the government ain't coming in to meet you halfway and they're not coming to the table, you said you EA Griffin on Instagram, check your inbox. My inbox on the gram. Okay, I'll check it in a little bit. I'm on the PC right now, and I don't think they let me do it on the PC. Oh, he didn't like the video I did about the 300, and unfairly they went and unmonetized that video. Why would that be? What is wrong about me saying Rich the Kid is saying about 300? How is that not on the grounds to be monetized? So it's abuse of power by him. He don't like the fact of what was said. So it's a whole lot of stuff going on right now. We ain't gonna get into that right now, but that's another situation. They punishing my page because of it. So a whole lot of craziness going on. So we'll cross that bridge once we get to it. Oh, interview LeBron. They, of course, Rachel Nichols sat down. They all praising him about the school. It's a good look for these kids that need it because it actually goes to the kids that need it. They need this done. But the government needs to step up and do something as well. They have all these resources to do these things and they don't. Other athletes can learn from this. Have they all linked together? If they all link together and join together, then it would be a more successful project. Like they should have opened up schools like this in every inner city in the United States. Because if LeBron can get this done, you think he's the only athlete in the NBA that could get this done? LeBron is friends with Chris Paul. Chris Paul got about as much money as LeBron James. Why Chris Paul can't get this done? He got a city. Everybody got a city. Go to a major city in the state and get this done. Melo got more money than all of them. Melo could go right back. Thanks, Keith. I appreciate that. He's right. We still spending Braun money, baby. Right. They only opened it with 2 grades, with only, third and fourth, but it's just the start. They want to try to see how this works, and if it's a successful program, which it looks like it could be, then you can move up. But I didn't like how he took a shot at charter schools. Like, it's not a charter school. I mean, Jalen Rose opened up the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy in 2011. It's a charter school, and it's a high school. They just had their first graduates in 2015 with honor students. But yet, you don't hear nothing about it in his hometown of Detroit. You don't hear nothing about it. ESPN don't go back there and cover it. They don't give it no shine. But it's LeBron. We got the lights. We got the cameras. We got everybody sitting there to watch 2 grades. We got a band. We got all this stuff there. But yet, nobody's saying anything about it. Yeah, but see, the state of Ohio, they get to dictate the education process. They get to dictate to everyone. Exactly. They get to dictate to everyone in there how they're going to, what books should be, what books they should be taught. Everything about the educational process, the government gets to do, Ohio. So I'm more interested in what are they learning than actually opening up the school. But it's a good look. It's very good. They took 2 grades off. This should alleviate some of the overcrowding you have in some of these schools. And this is a great start. I have no problem with what LeBron James has done. Besides all the pictures of himself in the school, it should be successful. I don't see a reason why not. I don't mind promoting the school. I'm just like, if you're gonna promote that, promote Jalen Rose thing too. I mean, he works for ESPN. You would think ESPN would sit down with Jalen. They'll do a whole rollout. It shouldn't be on no community Detroit station. Give him that same light. I'm like, we over here doing something in the city that's huge. We're a part of something for real. We trying to end gun violence in the city of Chicago. We trying to open up opportunities, and we trying to hold the government responsible. We ain't just finna just keep throwing money into it. Melo has just about as much money as LeBron. Don't y'all believe Melo's broke? Melo made more in basketball than LeBron, meaning being paid by the NBA. You see, Melo took long-term contracts, which paid him more. LeBron took a lot of pay cuts just because he wanted to win championships. LeBron makes more of his money outside of basketball. But Melo also made a lot of money outside. His just don't get talked about. When LeBron agreed to go to Miami, he took like a 3 year, 30 something $1 million deal. Melo took 100, he had a 6 year, 100 something $1 million deal right off the bat. Melo is the king of the Supermax. Melo gonna get every dime. Yep, he just walked away with 28 million, finna get another 2.4 from Houston. So in this 1 year, he gonna make like 30, 31 to $32 million just for this season. Melo don't even have a shoe deal. You crazy? Any shoe that Carmelo Anthony have on his feet, he's paid for. Well, that's just like hmm that's just like him. It's just like Melo. Child support is gonna kill him. Anybody making 32 million in a year ain't worried about no child support. They worried about alimony and child support. And right now, he ain't worried about that. You didn't know anything before I said it. The power review will be out today. Yes, everybody want to see Lala in the Kiki video. We don't know if Lala is playing Kiki. Why would Lala divorce him when it's working out for her to stay married? Being married and separated, Lala gets to hold the cards. She actually loves Mello. That's not the problem. Mello just screwed up. But now she gets money from Mello. He's paying her basically to do what she's doing rather than going through a long divorce, going through the courts, seeing about visitation. They have a kid together. Well, Lala went and got some work done. She got work done on her booty. She went and got her belly in shape, went and got the vacuum cleaner up the butt. And now they back doing what they do. She's revamped for television. She's improving as an actress, I guess. If you had a source inside Floyd's camp, you'd have been in here saying a whole different thing. Because I actually said it. That's how you know. Well, she wants to reveal herself more and more. Carmelo don't want his wife like any husband. What husband would want to see his wife naked on TV or his wife kissing another dude on TV? He ain't comfortable with that. He like, look, I make way too much money for you to be out here doing that. I don't want to see you kissing no other man. I know what the problem with power is, and the majority of it's coming from the lack of shows. They only have so many shows in a season to tell a very laid out story. But we'll get to that when it's time. So LeBron opened his school. He took his son's attention at the school by putting on a dunk show. Why are you this this all goes into the situation of LeBron James, right? This all goes into LeBron James ego. Okay? LeBron James ego coincides with all of this. He has to make something about him. Now, Bronny's out there playing with his team, dunking, getting his little layups and dunks on, trying to, he's bonding. It's the kids' time. It's not LeBron James' time. It's 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 not your time. He out there with the basketball, putting on a dunk show. Cause he know that's gonna be on ESPN. He know he gonna be keeping his name in the headline. Why in the world are you out there in the shoot arounds with the kids? You're not on the team. It's Bronny's time. Let Bronny do it. If I'm another student, another player on that team, I'm disgusted. I'm like, look, we understand LeBron's your son, but now you gravitating everything to it being about him. And now he's like, yeah, I'm the star. My daddy can be on the court doing these dunks. It's my team. I get to do what I want. And the way he's been playing in AAU, I'm just saying there's a lot of selfishness. Floyd's not joining on UFC. Do I think Bronny's good? I say he's okay. He's good for where they got him playing and the schools they're playing against, but he's not where LeBron was at. When LeBron was his age, he was not where LeBron was at. It's mental. He came up different. I mean, he came up rich. I mean, Bronny's coming up rich. You know, anything he wanted basically, is at his need. But he did the right thing in raising his kids. LeBron is not the kind of dude that's gonna go out and like, son, what you want? A new iPad? There you go. You need a new phone, but Bron ain't like that at all. He that cheap uncle. LeBron is the cheap uncle who got him. Oh, because I got millions of dollars, I'm supposed to give them to you. Nah, you gonna get yourself a job. Serious. I'm dead serious. Braun is y'all get allowance, and that's that. Hmm. And you're gonna have to spend that. And I'm 100% with LeBron on that. Make them earn it. Make them want to work for it and get their own. I'm still gonna do that video one day. The 5 things I like about LeBron James. I'm still gonna make that video. I just don't know where when I'm gonna do it, but it's gonna happen. So for everybody who thinks I completely hate the man, I love what he do off the court. And when I mean off the court, I mean as far as giving back to the community, business decisions, certain things he's done. I like that about LeBron James. But him as a basketball player, no way, shape, or form do I like this black top playing basketball guy. He traveled in the doggone dunk show. He took 3 steps then. I'm like, look, he's still taking 3 steps. Go back and watch that highlight of him dunking at at Bronny's them game. He was traveling in. He took one dribble and took 3 steps. I said, Lord, Lord, Lord. Boy, still don't know. Well, I'm gonna try to check it out. But I just wish they gave more attention to what Jalen was doing. Why I don't understand why that didn't happen. Oh, where was Michael Jordan school? Well, Michael Jordan did not grow up in the inner city. He didn't grow up in poverty. He didn't grow up rich, but he didn't grow up in poverty. Michael Jordan left all that to his mom. She was in charge of the Michael Jordan Foundation. The Michael Jordan Foundation was more geared to kids that was in upper middle class. So, and mostly a few kids in the inner city. But what did they do for the city of Chicago? Almost next to nothing. And he was called out on it by Craig Hodges from the Chicago Bulls. And Craig Hodges was not only kicked out of the Chicago Bulls, he was out of the NBA. But we already covered that. It was a lot more than just that. Jordan is a basketball player. They love what his game was about. See, they judge Michael Jordan for what he did on the basketball court. Nobody's talking about what he did. It wasn't that Jordan was cheap. Jordan is very much an a-hole. Period. He was an a-hole on the basketball court. He was an a-hole out for the basketball court. He really was an a-hole. He did not care about social issues. We want to be like Mike, the commercial. We used to the commercial. We saw him laughing with kids, and Michael Jordan grew up around whites and blacks and went to upper middle class schools. He went to North Carolina. He didn't grow up in a poverty stricken home. He grew up in a middle class home with his family, and he didn't grow up with a lot of inner city problems. LeBron grew up dead broke with a broken family, dad selling drugs, mom doing drugs, all kind of stuff going back and forth. His brothers helping, his uncles helping him out. It's crazy. Oh yeah, you can donate. Hit the super chat button. It's there. Max, you crazy. Why? See, that's a misconception people have. They think that somebody who lives around more white people go through more racism than people that live with just around blacks. Like I said, people are surrounded by racist things and racism and don't even know it. They don't even know things racist have happened to them. I be the reason you didn't get that job, the reason where you're at right now, the reason why you don't have no books, the reason why that's all due to racism. People like, I ain't never had no racism affect me. Oh, it's affecting you right now. Look where you at. Then you love, and this is what I love. I love to hear this, and it's hilarious. Yeah, you going to live by them white folks. Why you want to get away from your people? We're not getting away from the people. We're getting away from the community that is failing. I would not want to raise my family in a very violent area that is called the killing fields. I don't want to go to a poor school. What is the benefit of sending your kid to a school where they're not learning anything? Now, I'm all about improving the hood, but I could do that better where I'm at right here than I could if I was staying there. So why would I stay there for? People over there, they stealing because they ain't got no money. They don't have any jobs. They ain't finna travel way out to get it. They gonna take the shortcut. Government ain't helping them. They feel like nobody looking out for them, so forget it. What they care about? Nobody care about them, so why should they care about anything? Cynicism. And it's not just blacks. There's plenty poor people. It's more white, unemployed, poor, crime area stricken areas and trailer homes in Minnesota. Anywhere there's poverty, there's these situations. Hammond, Indiana. You'll see just about as many poor, run-down white people, and they are dangerous beyond belief, than you will see blacks. It's not a race issue, it's a poverty issue. But do I want to live in those areas where the buildings all broken down, streets all broken up? No, I don't want to live there. I want to get out of that. So I'm not getting away from the people. I'm getting away from the conditions. But you always get the self-righteous brothers. Self-righteous brothers always gonna tell you what you need to be doing. But yeah, they're doing nothing. Like I say, people love to talk the game. They don't want to be a part of the game. They love to talk it though. All people aren't racist. People pick up what they've learned from home. That's the first place you learn it. You pick it up from home. Some people are unaware that they're racist. They really are. They don't understand some of the things they say are racist. People be like, "Hey, that's racist." They be like, "No, I'm just saying. I don't understand. I crossed the street when I saw them." It's like, "Hey, you can't say that." Like I told you, it's white people out here. They think it makes them look good. Like the white girl that was out here. I went to the stop to go get some food. She saw me, and then by the time I came out, she gonna play her some Drake. She had some Drake going, and she like I was supposed to be like, oh, that's my lit. Oh shit, ah, you down. I mean, oh man. That's when you go Teddy P on it. Nah, it's a lot of them have this misconception about us because they don't know any better. And they only know what they see off television or what they don't know like we're normal people. We're not all tattooed up. We're not all running out there sagging pants trying to bag any chick that we see and run them. A lot of these girls they don't even know how to have conversation. They don't even know how to hold conversations. It's terrible. Well, if you look at television, all that we've been taught that all the thing we're good for is our sexual, um, our sexual unit and athleticism and entertainment. That's all we've been taught that from television that we're good at and we're good for. So that's their first interpretation of us when they see us, that we are good at these things. And that's only the way they view us. So they don't care about you, the person. They care about your body. They care about your physical appearance, how it makes them look. I look cool. I have a black friend. Some people think like that. Some. It's not all. It's just some. I ran into a few. They just don't. They have never been around blacks in their life, so the only information they know about them is from television. And some blacks are like that. The only white people they know were cops and teachers, and they didn't like either of them. So their only interpretation of what white people were was authoritative figures. On television, you saw them more professional, kind of lame, but more in a role of professionalism. They were the police officer, they had a good job. You never saw the white gangbangers. And there were a lot of them, white biker gangs and everything, but you never really saw them. You always saw them in a position of power. Where us, we always was in a gang. We all looked like we was in, had criminal records. We or we played sports, or we were pimps. So now rap has become the theme. So we look like the rappers that's on TV. The girls are all going for it. So I hope LeBron James school fixes that. Let's get that notion taken care of. Only way you fix that is communication. See, me, we always had, our family always had white people. And unusual for me to see a white face. My mom worked with white people and have white friends. Um, my uncles, two of them married white women. That's just how it was. Two of my uncles did. So that was never preached in our home is hate white people. That was we never had that. If you showed love, you was respected. We care about respect more than anything. We're gonna show you love, and if you show it back, reciprocate what you get out. We don't push hate. Do you realize how the slave trade was broken? Do you realize that it was white people, that helped teach us to read when they didn't want us to read? There were white people that lost their lives trying to help free us, that didn't want us to be enslaved, didn't want us here. They weren't with it at all. They didn't understand. They didn't like the fact that they weren't gonna teach us to read, to learn anything. And they felt like if we taught them a little bit of how to read, then it would lessen them being violent. They had to sneak. Yes, it was forbidden for blacks to read. Whites risked their lives to teach some blacks how to read, and the blacks taught other blacks, other slaves. They snuck in and taught them how to read. But who you think taught them? Some white people that risked their lives to do it because they actually communicated with people and actually saw that these people are not savages as we were told. And a lot of people did not agree with them being held as slaves. Not all people were like that. And for all of this to be abolished, it was blacks, it was Hispanics, it was whites, everybody unified together to end this slavery. End it. We don't need slavery. They fought for that, for the civil rights movement. There were whites out there, there were blacks, there were Hispanics, there were Indians. People were fighting against this. Same thing with Vietnam. It was blacks, there was whites, all this attention, everybody together helped do this. Wasn't one side doing it versus the other side. Because if that was the case, then how would it get done? If that was the case, then we would still be slaves. Why would they change it? If all the white people wanted us to be slaves and we were slaves, why would they change it? We didn't overthrow anybody. How has slavery become obsolete? When did money become obsolete? When did manufacturing become obsolete? When farming, agriculture, when did that become obsolete? You guys sound nuts. England made multi millions of dollars off the back of us picking cotton, uh, the fruit fields, everything, picking, and all we got was room and board and treated less than human. Now, I'm not saying that the end of slavery was like we're free to go around and we had everything. It was harder at right at the end of slavery because where were you gonna go? You're miles away from where they brought you from. You don't know anything on this land. Some of the people have never been off the plantation. Where are you going? Now they just opened up the rights for you to be murdered, killed, and everything else. So blacks had to stick together to try to find a place because they were being hunted and killed. I love when someone comes in here and says something completely stupid. What are you talking about? Of course it is. Duh. Nobody said racism ended in the world when they ended slavery. So machines replaced people when they ended slavery. Get this man out of the chat room, please. I didn't know they had that many machines working that put people out of work back when slavery ended. Get this man out of here, man. What they had the iPods going. Was they programming Pascal back then? Get this man out of here, please. No, slavery was ended because it was costing them too much more to keep everyone as far as keeping all of them enslaved. They didn't want to be enslaved. Most of them were fighting for their own freedoms. And then more laws were changing, more people were getting empowered, and they wanted the rights, and it was becoming more and more problematic keeping people. So they realized something. They said, well, you know what? We got them here now. Like where they're going to go, Emilio Estevez, where are they going to go? We control the fields. We'll pay them a salary. Let them work. Let them do the same type of work. We pay them the salary. They're responsible for living in their own quarters. Therefore, we don't have to worry about them trying to escape, spending all that money and resources, going through all this loss. Let them go ahead and work. So it became a corporation instead of this person who owns the slaves owning this land. Corporation said, forget that. We got a building. We're going to make a big building and we're going to have a whole team go out there and work. Then they're going to have their own quarters where they live. We ain't got to worry about them trying to escape. It's their house, is where they live, everything. And that's the same thing that's been going on today. Except for now, instead of, it's been more integration than anything. Well, that's because of fear. I met white people that had never really been around blacks. And once they met me and a couple other black people, they were like wow, they were happy because they thought black people were all what they heard on the news. I am a living contradiction to the rule. A black man grew up in the ghetto of Chicago, Illinois. Didn't go and join a gang, didn't murder somebody, didn't get 1,000 tattoos, listen to gangster rap, and none of this stuff affected me. I still went out, got a job, did everything I was supposed to do, and still was a great citizen. So I am an exception to what they think is the rule that say, well, everyone should do this. No, because the real truth of the matter is it comes from the household. I am aware that if I grew up in a broken household where my mom's on crack, my daddy's gone, it's just me by myself, I could run around and do whatever I want to do, get outside, get in trouble. There's no structure at home. You lose yourself because it took a village. I had a grandfather, I had a grandmother, I had uncles, I had aunties that they all would have took turns putting a foot in my butt if I was to do something wrong. And they all had the authority to do so. All of them did. So we knew better. No, it's the exception to the rule. A lot of people meet white people, they think their whole life is all together. Shoot, a lot of white people are struggling. You think because they white, they got like millions of dollars. That's the Yeah, we spoke about that, Charles. LeBron kind of took a dump on Jalen Rose School, talking about we ain't a charter school. I'm like, what's wrong with charter schools? And anyway, the misconception like blacks have on whites. They see a white guy, they think they got it all together. They be like, white guy, he got it all together. He got everything. Look at him. He got on a shirt, dress shirt, some slacks, some Dockers, and some pants. They see them. The automatic assumption is that the white guy got it together. And come to find out, they all screwed up. But you don't know him. So once you see him or you talk to him, and realize like he been in jail for DUI. Got a pill problem, love to smoke weed, hit the crack pipe every now and then. You'd be like, huh? This don't make no sense. You ain't from the hood. He'd be like, how did you see me? I was wondering what you was doing in the hood. I'm looking for my dealer. You cannot judge a book by its cover. You don't know what people have going on in their lives. Yeah, another tragedy for profit. You know, I'll watch it just so I can see it, but if it brings money to the family of Trayvon Martin, I understand. But I don't like tragedy for profit. I hate that. The same way they do it for Tupac, and I told you it was gonna happen. Thanks, Max. I appreciate it, man. The same way they do tragedy for profit and all these things here, and since Jay has been on this movement, you know, it's it comes at a slight. I don't trust anything that they doing. I really don't. I know the Prince, the Whitney Houston movie. The Whitney Houston movie to me was a bunch of trash. I didn't even do a movie review for it. It's a bunch of trash. I mean, LeBron dressed up like he was Malcolm X, but he dressed up like he was Malcolm today. I'm like, he dressed up like Malcolm, but what are they teaching in the schools? The government still regulates that. But how you gonna dump on charter schools? That's what I didn't understand. I'm like, what do you mean? At least it's not a charter school. Like, what does that mean? What's wrong with a charter school? Jalen Rose had his school in 2011. It's a high school. They just had their first graduation. I don't see LeBron congratulating Jalen Rose for his charter school that he got, the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy, and they graduated these students with honors. Honors. That's an accomplishment in the city of Detroit. Where's that love? Where's the love for that? And he works for ESPN. And then LeBron comes out and diss basically Jalen Rose school today. We literally have a school. It is not a charter school. It's not a private school. It's a real life school in my hometown, and this is pretty cool. So it ain't cool what Jalen Rose got? You only doing third and fourth grade right now. Calm down. Slow you pump your brakes, Brian. That was a that was a that was a cheap shot. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with the charter school? When you got, and the reason that's why he chose to do that. Why you think that was an accident he did that? You think he didn't get this idea from Jalen Rose? Jalen Rose in 2011 came out with this when he got the school together. He teamed up and got the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy in 2011. 2011. He opened an enrollment charter high school in the Northwest District of Detroit, Michigan, and it was co-founded by Jalen Rose and the University of Detroit Mercy. Everyone knew this was going down. It didn't get highlighted as much at all. He did David Jacoby and all of them. They went through a tour of the school back when it opened in 2011. And that's my guy too, David Jacoby. That's a real dude. And he's white. Not a racist guy. Next thing you know, you're gonna be like, he is racist. Jacoby is racist as hell. See, there we go. We always got one. That racist white dude. He's actually not. I met him. Believe me, you know racist people. He's not racist. He's not racist one bit. He's not the racist. There's some racist black white guys that love black people, like they love black sports athletes, but are racist towards. There's some white people that date black women and don't like black people. I've seen those. It's crazy. Believe me, it's psychologically insane. But that's because of a lack of education, a lack of communicating with actual black people. They would know better. But then there's actual people who are they don't care about that stuff. They've been around a lot of black people their lives and they realize like, hey, they're all right. And some people see a piece of it is a piece of it. No matter what color or race they are. If you're a piece of it, you're just a piece of it. And that's just it. We have a lot of piece of its that are black. And there's a lot of piece of its in every race. Frank, that's your last warning. One more time and you're gone. Well, thanks, Lisa. I just call it the way it is. If people just start respecting other people, we wouldn't have this problem. If you don't like white people, black people, you don't have to consort with them. If you don't like white people, you don't have to consort with them. You don't have to consort with anybody, but you don't have to get in the way of them. You don't have to try to discriminate against them. Do you know half of the times they wouldn't even be a distraction to you if you just mind your business and worried about you? It's always someone dipping in someone else's affair that causes an interaction. What are you doing over here? You shouldn't be here. When the law clearly states they can be wherever they at. Like, why are you concerned? I'm calling the cops. Why? They're legally where they're supposed to be. If someone's legal, if you don't like the fact that they're there and they can legally be there, then you leave. You can't make them leave legally. So leave. Well, there you go. At least you admit it. You hate people, then that's what you want to do. Is send you to hate them and hate them. I hate whites and mulattoes equally. Hey, that's on you. But you don't have to interact with them. Do what you want to do. Just don't discriminate against people. He's probably mulatto and don't even know it. I hate mulattoes. Then he'd be like, your great 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 grandfather was white. What? Not me. You cannot help what you are born. It's not like you had your pick when you was in. Like, what do you want to be when you go down to Earth? Uh, Kind of want to be Asian, but I don't want to be short. I don't know, a Pacific Islander. They get to have little hulas and walk around naked in grass skirts, chill out in the sun all day with a spear. I think I'd probably go that route. Ooh, I can go to Mexico, get me some good food. I might be Mexican. Oh man, them Puerto Ricans can party. And them chicks are fine. Yeah, I might be Puerto Rican. Oh, Japanese. They got the new tech coming out. Oh, you know, you have no choice of what you want to be. You have no say in the matter. You have no say in the matter. Just enjoy the fact that you have all your limbs. You can do everything. You're healthy. A lot of people are not born with all their. When you see that, it'll change your whole mind of thinking. People take things for granted. When you see a person who only thing they could do is move their head, period. That's it. They can't move anything on their body. People are born without limbs. They still dancing. They still living their life. Until you see this with your own eyes, it will change all these fake things that you complain about that don't really mean anything. And you realize I'm really blessed because I could have easily been a person that didn't have my fingers or my toes or and I couldn't walk right. That could have easily been any one of us. Be blessed at the fact that you are alive and well, and take advantage of that every day. And on that note, I'm out. Y'all have a great day.